Today, for our very first episode of Her Story, My Legacy, I'm introducing someone incredibly special. Not because she's my daughter, but because she represents the next generation of legacy builders. Melanie is 19 years old, and in January she launched The Skin That Glows, a fast-growing community built on confidence, self-worth, wellness, and the belief that beauty starts from the inside out. She began with a simple idea. What if glowing skin and glowing confidence were the same thing? And in less than a year, her posts and threads have reached 100 million people, inspiring people to take care of themselves with honesty, simplicity, and softness. Skin That Glows isn't just a skincare project, it's a philosophy. It's a space where people learn how to look after their mind, their body, their daily rituals, and their future without pressure, filters, or perfection. And what moves me most is this: Melanie is building her legacy in her own way. Same upbringing, same mum, same dad, yet completely her own story, her own voice, her own magic. Today, I get to sit not just with my daughter, but with a young woman who is shaping a new narrative for her generation.
Melanie, welcome to My Story, Her Legacy. Melanie, what make you believe that the first thing you could build in Glow Millionaire Society?
I think the first spark was the moment I realized that my own transformation was bigger than just skincare. I watched how shifting my habits, my discipline, and my identity changed the way I saw myself. And I wanted everyone to feel the same shift that I felt. Glow Millionaire Society became a place where healing, ambition, and beauty meet. It wasn't just I can start a brand, it was I can build a space where everyone learns to believe in themselves again.
That's really true. I love this ideology that is the same skin from everybody, but you growing watch me in building Digitalistyle and my own legacy. What parts of that influence you to building Glow Millionaire Society?
I think watching Digitalistyle taught me resilience in real time. I saw the late nights, the reinventions, and the way you chose courage over comfort. The influence was so powerful, and it really showed me that greatness is built, not inherited. And the challenge, though, was learning that I didn't have to replicate you to make you proud. I had to really grow into my own self, my own blueprint. But your legacy lit the path for me, and I just had to choose my own direction.
That's so truth. When did you first realize that your story was different of mine, that you had your own voice, not just my reflection?
It happened the moment I started sharing my journey online and people felt connected to me. Not just the name I came from, they resonated with the perspective, they resonated with my struggles, my style, my voice. And that's when I really understood that I didn't have to be a reflection, I could be a continuation of people. My own chapter in the same book.
What does the word glow really mean to you beyond just a skincare?
I think what the word glow really means to me is glow is identity, glow is self-respect, glow is the energy you build when you stop shrinking and start choosing yourself. It's the quiet confidence of a woman who knows what she's building and becoming her best self, inside and out. For me, glow is not a product, it's a complete lifestyle.
You're building a community with 100 million views per month. What do you think makes your message resonate so deeply with your audience?
Because I speak to the version of them that they want to become. Not the perfect version, not the possible version. My content is simple, honest, and solution-focused. I make all of my posts actionable and specific, and I don't talk at people, I talk with them. And I think my audience can really feel that I'm growing alongside them, not above them.
And was there any moment when you thought maybe it is not going to work? How did you find your strength again?
Yes, so many times. I think growth looks glamorous from the outside, but behind the scenes there are doubts, slow days, and pressure. What really brought me back every time was remembering why I started. I didn't begin to go viral, gain a lot of views. I began because I wanted people to feel seen, capable, and powerful. When I reconnect with that purpose, the pressure melts and the passion returns.
That's brilliant. So I have two children.
Yeah.
They're both coming from the same parents, but yet you guys are completely different and different paths. What do you think it shaped that difference?
I think we were both searching for the same thing, identity, but we found it in different places. William explored the world to understand himself, whereas I built something to understand myself. Upbringing gave us the same foundation, but our hearts chose the direction. And that's the beauty of legacy. One root, many branches.
And this is so true, Melanie. The fact that so many branches, because we all coming from somewhere, but we all find the different branches. I love that. When you think as a legacy, what do you hope yours will be? Not as a creator, but as a woman.
I want my legacy to be the permission I gave other people to evolve. I want to be remembered as someone who didn't just teach about glow and skin and wellness, but really lived it with integrity, softness, strength, and vision. My life's work is not views or followers, it's really impact. It's helping people rewrite their story with pride and power. And that's what I want people to remember me.
That's a very incredible, because since you're a very little girl, you always have your own ways and path, and the way that you play was totally different from anything else, and always with teaching you to be very resilient. And I think that you're doing this incredible well by take your own steps. What have you learning from me that still guides you? And what have you done completely on your own?
From you, I learned courage. I learned that reinvention is not failure, and it's just survival. I learned that women can build empires with their bare hands and a beating heart. And what I've done my own way is the softness. The digital world can be hard, loud, and really competitive, but I choose to lead with empathy, relatability, and transparency. And I really built my brand on connection, transparency, and not perfection.
That's a very, very good point, because since I am a very young person, I never felt that I need so much especially in my face or to be beautiful. Of course, I have my imperfection, which is building me, but I always trying to say to my children how beautiful they are, and then how they can less is more. And I still trying to say, even sometimes, because I am a very bad in makeup, but you seems to she's always love everything since she's with beauty. I remember that she was making her own scrubs for her body, and with the sugar, salt, and she trying all the Korean recipes. But this is what I resonated, because I think the skincare, it's really something magical when you learn that the old and youth both are together. So this is a very good path. What you would say to someone that listen and who's afraid of starting something, who feels that their story does not matter to no one. So how do you deal with this?
I think your story doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be powerful and honest. Because I feel like a lot of people that we admire, they're not really themselves, they're not transparent. There's a lot of uncertainty and fear and kind of like a blank page. Because when you watch people on the internet, you never know their true story, their background. You never know. It's just how they present themselves on the camera. So I think your story matters the moment you decide it does. And if you start today, your future self will thank you for being brave enough to take the first step.
That's so nice. And when you started in January, Melanie, what was the first thing that coming to your mind? Are you just to say, I gotta just do the thing?
Yeah.
And you just start, or did you have any strategy? How it works?
I think when I first started, I was very nervous and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even do it for the views. I did it because I wanted to share with people the truth and really show them actionable steps and specific steps to get to their best self, to be their best version of themselves. So that was my main goal going into this. I wanted to help people feel the most confident they could be and really transform themselves from the inside and out. And when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing, but as I got 1% better every day, it's one of my favorite quotes.
Yeah.
You look back and everything's changed and you're doing 10 times better than, when you started. So I think that's really important. 1% better every day.
Yeah, I think 1% everyday strategy, it's incredible for whatever person that wants to starting today.
Yeah.
And it just taking is so simple. I think I saw Mr. Beast the other day, and he just picked up the camera and just do it.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter how it goes. Of course, have scripts and people that, he knows exactly how it go viral. But I think this is the best thing. I think the 1% is really, really work.
Very effective.
Yeah.
You look back and you're 37 times better than you were before, because 1% better every day. You set one goal every day and you don't complete it before you go to sleep. You don't complete it. So I think that's very important.
What does her story, my legacy, really mean personal to you?
It means that every woman before me handed me a piece of her strength, and what I build becomes the foundation for every woman after me. It means honoring the woman who shaped me while becoming the woman who inspires others. It's a bridge between generations built through love, courage, and truth.
This is really beautiful. Melanie, how do you dealing with haters? Do you have a strategy to, because there's a lot of people, you reply to thousands of messages every single day on your DM.
Yeah.
You're doing everything completely on your own.
Yeah.
Do you have a team?
No.
Just for everybody knows, she doesn't have any team.
Yeah.
You schedule sometimes?
Yeah.
And
yeah, I schedule every day. I post about 8 times a day, guys. I used to post 20 times a day. So every 2 hours I used to post, which was very, very hectic for me. But I think dealing with haters is a very difficult thing, because when you're new in the space and you're creating content, some people take it too much to heart. But I think that you really need to think about people that are hating on you. They have a very deep-rooted insecurity in themselves, and I think that you shouldn't take that to heart. I think that they're just projecting onto you, and you really need to be confident in yourself. You know what you're doing, you know why you started, and you know the legacy that you want to build. So I would just say, put your head up and keep going and push through the noise, and you are very, very, very strong.
It's very impactful, Steve, because when you have the resilience and reply hate with such another honor, so you're very factual. I just wanted to very explaining that. So how do you exactly reply a very negative comment?
So if someone comments something extremely negative, or if they're commenting something like they don't know and it's still very negative, I reply with the exact study, because I want people to learn. And this is the whole reason I started, was to teach people. It wasn't to be above them. It was to teach people and help people really build the lifestyle of greatness. So yeah, I just think I reply to them. I'm very, very nice, very sweet. And I'm never ever bitter or horrible to any of them. I think that when you're mean, you get nothing, and you're just on the same level. You're on the same energy as the person that's hating on you. So I think always be kind and strong, and reply with positive feedback. And I always put studies there just to show people the exact study so they believe me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You are not a dermatologist.
No.
You consider yourself not an influencer.
Yeah.
So who you become?
I'm a skincare expert.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a skincare expert because I've learned a lot about skincare. I've studied a lot about skincare. I've read all the studies. I've used to study for hours and hours and hours to read. This is the reason why I started. And I saw there was a gap in knowledge for skincare and health. And I saw that there was a gap where no one was teaching anyone these things. It was just like TikTok and influencing, but no one actually, brought the facts, brought the studies. So I wanted to teach people exactly how to look after their health, their body and their skin. And I think that's something that's really needed and necessary in the space. So that's why I started.
Brilliant. And what is going to be, I think you answered that in many different ways,
Yeah.
but I guess I just want to see, first of all, thank you for being here. It is an honor, my first guest that I'm host. And I just want to do a reminder, and a reminder begins with love.
Yeah.
So to finish our podcast, My Story and Her Legacy.
Yeah.
So this really podcast, what it means is this story of your life by a legacy of a woman, this is why is her legacy. Melanie, I want you to finish the sentence for me. My story is my legacy because
I'm choosing to write it with intention, purpose, and love. And when the world expected me to stay small, I didn't.
Melanie, thank you so much for being my guest and leaving a reminder that legacy begins with a pure love.
Yeah.
To do anything that you want. I hope you guys like it, this episode of High Story, My Legacy. Thank you for being here, Melanie.
Thank you so much for having me. And I think everything that you're saying is completely true. And it's very, very amazing that you started this so people can really see what entrepreneurs and people have, their legacy that has been left behind. So I think it's a very important story for people to watch and to learn. And I'm very excited for you guys to watch this podcast. And thank you for having me as your first guest.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.